Howdy guys and girls, I am doing an initial impressions video of my newly acquired Fox knives which Derespina designed Chiroptera, the Fox FX-590. I've got a bit of an awkward camera setup at the moment, I'm kind of crouched down on the floor. Derespina Knives USA, Fox logo on the blade along with the blade steel manufacturer detail, and Derespina Knives yin yang triangles of death logo. And the Chiroptera name comes from this batwing hawkbill blade shape, dual recurve, offering some very savage cutting capabilities, of which I will demonstrate on this lowly envelope containerage box thing. Yep, this is pretty savage. N690 blade steel I found has great edge retention, takes an edge really well as well, which is a nice mix. And I'm making a mess. Very coarse textured G10 scales. My main gripe I have with this particular knife is how coarse that G10 is. I don't necessarily think you need overly aggressive G10 on a Karambit due to the ring feature. You know, you're pretty much locked in there. You could have some regular kind of smooth G10 and you'd have just as much grip. The only thing I find that this coarse texture does is tear up your jeans. This contact point between the exceptionally high tension pocket clip and the scales causes some pretty significant pocket damage when deploying, drawing the knife. But that's easily fixed, I think. But a 600 grit sandpaper, and I'll just sand that contact point down just below the clip there. Try and get it in focus would be nice. But yeah, that's my only major gripe. Perhaps the 4-way positionable pocket clip, a little bit of overkill. I don't really know anyone who carries a Karambit tip down, but you know, nice to have the option, I guess. 420 J2 steel liner, black coated as well. Locks up very strong, no side to side, no up and down, no play whatsoever. I know a lot of people in the past have given folding Karambits grief, especially with thinner liner locks, due to the possibility for lock failure. But I mean, this is a single edge Karambit. It's a folding knife, obviously no edge on the back side of the blade down the spine, so you shouldn't really be coming into this kind of contact. Obviously it can happen during a scuffle, but you know, there's a good finger guard here as well. Not really an issue, especially if you've got a nice tight grip. If that lock fails, I don't think you're going to be damaging yourself like I did earlier today. And that was just being a bit overzealous, getting this out of the package, and instead of gently opening up the blade to have a look, I thought it would be good to just grip it and flick it. Blade open to about there because it hasn't broken in yet, still quite stiff, and my thumb ran across this first initial point here, and yeah, it gave me a pretty good slice. Also, tried filming this earlier on to demonstrate the uses of the divots here in the G10, which are to aid with grip changes from forward to reverse grip. This finger sits in this little divot, has it on both sides, so if you've got the clip set up for left side carry, you still have access to it with your other hand. But yeah, basically you want to switch grips. That gives you that contact point just to pivot on. You're not pivoting your finger against coarse G10. You have a nice radius divot there for your finger to sit in, so it's a lot easier to switch between forward and reverse grip. Sadly, chopped my knuckle up a bit trying to demonstrate that with the camera zoomed in, didn't have any room. So yeah, this thing is pretty evil. You need to respect Karambits. This one is specifically, just because it's got such a savage blade design, it's almost like it's looking for ways to cut you, so do be careful of that. I do like this impact point here in the closed position around the pivot area. You draw this from the pocket, you are good to go with some non-lethal or lethal depending on where and how hard you strike. Impact point, very nice, and then the brake feature at the back, which is a big plus for me when it comes to Karambits. And you flick that out into the forward grip, that kind of locks in on your finger. Once this is loosened up a bit, you will be able to draw this from the pocket. Quick flick, you are good for impact strikes, throw back out, and give that a sharp flick, and once these are broken in, that blade will just swing right out, and then you are good to go. Let's see if we can zoom out a little bit. Forward grip feels great. I'm not really use Karambits as a utility knife as such, so it's very rare that I'm kind of in this grip, but it does feel good in that grip. Jimping on the back is more than adequate, very grippy. Feels like it'd be really good with gloves. And yeah, my overall impressions of this knife are it's a very nicely built, nicely designed, great folding Karambit. Everything is very, very smooth. Let's close this up before I cut myself again. Scales are beveled all the way around, as is the ring. Fluid backspacer goes straight into the ring, unlike some other designs where it's basically just an extension of the liners. So you have no worry of liner flex when the ring is comprised of two separate liners. Beveled all the way around, only on the outside, but where it counts as well on the inside. And someone's stuck in the snow outside my apartment. So yeah, overall pretty much everything you could use and everything you could need in a Karambit. Would be nice to have the wave feature like the previous models from Fox did, but not a deal breaker. Once this is broken in, I'm pretty sure inertia techniques will help deploy this blade just as fast. And yeah, there we go. Like I said before, N690 blade steel. Weight comes in at about 3.88 ounces if I remember correctly. 2.55 inch blade I think, and about 5.9 inches overall if I remember correctly. So yeah, there you go. Go and check out Richard Derespina's channel, Karambit Maker. He has a great video looking at deployment techniques for this. A lot of people have been wondering about how you deploy a Karambit, especially if you draw in the reverse grip. You just got thumb studs. It's kind of fiddly to get to them unless you switch up into that forward grip and open like such. But Rich has a great video looking at deployment techniques, a lot of different inertia techniques, forward and reverse grip opening techniques, so I advise you go and check that out. And yeah, there you go. Anyway, sorry for the blabbering and the random bits of blood everywhere, but it's a Karambit and it's to be expected. Anyway, enjoy the rest of your day. Have a good one. Take care.